Well, Mr. D-Roy, it's time to record a podcast here, buddy.
Taking the kids to school.
That's right. We just got back from taking the kids to school. Getting, ready here. It's tax time. Lots going on. How you been doing, buddy?
Man, better than I deserve, as it said. I'm just getting into some things right now that's just tickling me. Tickling me.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots of things been tickling you. Rumor has it you were getting quoted in a newspaper in New York. Something about something that you've got that's bigger than anyone else's. That's last thing I read.
Well, that was when I was in New York. I got quoted for something else. It was when I was visiting Niagara Falls a few years ago.
You got a big collection of all them wrestling cards.
If you were to Google Derek Everitt in Niagara Falls, you might find the article where I was interviewed by the Canadian press.
Oh, boy.
Anyway, that was something different. It just keeps on growing and growing. I don't know what to do about it.
I'm sure it does. So, can I tell you how ecstatic I am?
I knew you'd be happy. I knew you'd be in a good mood.
I got my Tiger Woods tickets back. Oh, boy. Man, am I excited.
So, let's tell everyone knows you sent them in. We've talked about that for probably 6 months. But
it's been longer than that.
Let's talk about the process of probably the last couple weeks to now.
All right. So, for those of you who know, like I said, we've gone on and on about different things that we sell online, whether that's Derek selling chlorine or, clothing items, women's handbags.
Sometimes all at the same time.
Lots of wrestling cards. I've dabbled in it, sold some cards online. Started out with, some thrift store items and, time and all that kind of things. But I've really kind of honed in on doing cards. And I had this twinkling of an itch to get some Tiger Woods tickets, because we've heard tickets are kind of the next things. You proved that with some Woodstock tickets, some Elvis tickets, different things. So I've been lucky enough. I was able to go to a major, the PGA Championship. I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2007 or something, back when it was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And anyways, Tiger Woods won the PGA Championship, and I was there. And I kept my stub. I kept my pass. And back then, this is like real cell phone era. Like, you could have a cell phone, but you couldn't take it in. Like, they were literally checking you for cell phones. So I don't really have a lot of pictures of it, but I was there. So I've always had this ticket. And as Stubbs, we're kind of getting into it, I says, you know what? I wonder what it's going to take to get all of his majors. So I was able to go out and did a little due diligence, some searching around, got some things on eBay, found a couple independent sellers, and I was able to collect all 15 of the majors, which I thought that'd be a pretty good collection, because I've only seen one other collection that had them all. And have you ever heard of that guy, Tiger Woods?
He used to be a lot more popular and heard about than he is now.
Yes. Now he's getting a little, aging in, but he's still quite popular with everyone.
He's doing well for himself. He's building a golf course up here that we'll never be able to see or go to because we don't have that kind of money.
I've known that for a while. Just going to put that out there.
Well, you haven't said it for a while.
Well, it's because it wasn't public information.
Well, you're holding back information from our listeners because they're not.
I'm
cool
sorry.
Enough?
I know. I'm just
here this last week. You have a lot of information that you haven't been sharing with a lot of people about things.
There's just things that I know that I've got confidentialities, fiduciary responsibilities.
Were they hitting you up and trying to get you to join their club and saying, "Hey, by the way, this is what's happening," or how did you come about this information, so to say?
Let's just say when you have a lot of clients, when you talk with a lot of people, you learn a lot of things. And especially because a lot of times people are asking, business-related questions, financial-related questions. Sometimes I'm in the know.
So did you say, for that information, that sounds really good, but before I answer you, I got a bunch of these tickets and passes that would look really nice with a signature on them. Is there any way of facilitating
oh, boy.
What's that, where quid pro quo?
A quid pro quo.
Is I'll help you out with that answer if you can get these scribbled on for me.
I would be nice. Now I'd have to uncrack them all, but I would do it. It'd be worth it. So
anyway, okay. So we know who Tiger Woods is.
I've accumulated all of these ticket stubs, and I'm still working on, I've got 15 of them. 11 of them are either the Sunday pass or the full week pass, because that's like the coveted one. But man, some of them are like extremely rare. And when I say extremely rare, like there's only been like 5 ever graded on 2 of the majors on a Sunday win. So like we're talking very, very small window here. So anyways, I have them all. I sent them off to PSA. It seems like nearly forever ago. It was like last May. So anyways, they got them. They took forever. And finally they contacted me about a month ago and said, hey, just so you know, a few of these are too thick to grade, and it's going to be extra, so we need you to authorize it on your credit card. And I said, what do you mean they're too thick to be graded? And we went back and forth on an email. I went with one guy, and he says, hey, these are the ones that can't be graded. And I'm like, I went to eBay and found the exact one, because like I said, there's a few out there. And this wasn't the extremely rare ones. These were pretty common Masters badges. And I showed them the exact pictures of these have been graded, so what do you mean you're not doing it anymore?
What do you mean can't be? Yeah.
What do you mean can't do it? So anyways, this went back and forth, and I'm like, it escalated to another person. And the good part is I didn't pay them. And like they had to have the release to send them back. Because you and I both know, once it gives back to you, it don't matter. Like, there's nothing they're going to do about it.
You might as well be dead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They don't care.
Unless they made a major mistake, in which way they'll contact you.
Yes, they will. D-Roy's been on the speed dial before. Mr. Everett, we're going to need you to send that back, please. We've messed that up.
And I wasn't going to until they said, well, we're delisting it. So now you can't. It's not searchable. It's not on the database. And so I made a deal with them, and they haven't followed through on all their agreements, but I followed through on mine. Just saying. Just throwing that out there.
We'll have to, maybe with this debacle, we can kind of get in the same boat. But anyways, I basically continued to press saying, what do you mean you can't do this? You've done it in the past. And then they gave me this song and dance of, well, we have different encapsulation, machines now, and we can't do it. The issue is most of these like badges, if it's not an actual ticket stub, if it's a badge like they had for the Masters badge, some of the U.S. Open, the British Open, it's like a badge with a safety pin on the back. And apparently a safety pin is going to damage the entire world and, like a nuclear bomb, and they can't do it because it has a safety pin on the back. So that was the song and dance I got. And there was 6 of them that they were not going to grade, and I went back and forth, and they found a way, like somehow they graded 4 of the 6.
4 that couldn't be done.
The 4 that couldn't be done.
But they left you 2 just to say, see, we told you.
They left me 2, and the issue that they said, because they are just a smidge bigger, like wider than the other badges, but like they totally could have done them. So they told me, I have to remove the safety pin on the back and then send it back, and then they will grade them.
So have you figured out how you're going to do this without damaging the item?
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm bringing one of those robots, like those precision robots to do like a cardiac surgery or something. And I figured I'd get it in there just to remove the safety pin. And by that, I'm being totally like...
I thought you had a robot here for a minute. I thought you were holding out on me again.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And something like that.
That's how we're going to do the show from now on.
That gives all our content. That's where it's all coming from. The fact that they can come up with the randomness, it just proves AI is good. Anyways, so I'm going to take those 2 off and send it back. But I'll show you the collection. I've got it now hanging up in the office. But, man, am I excited. I am tickled pink. I'm going to send those 2 back. I'm going to just throw it up right now on eBay and see a ridiculous price. Get some people interested in it, and go from there, D-Roy.
That's a good place to be. I saw you had a few other tickets in there as well.
Oh, yeah.
You want to share them with everybody?
I big Star Wars fan. You know me. I've got my Chewbacca and my Wookiee. I heard you're supposed to trim your Wookiee by the 14th. That's what I heard. But no, I've been doing a lot of searching on these big type items, and I found like an original Japanese movie ticket back from the late 70s. So I had that graded, which is really cool. There's only been 5 of those ever graded. A lot of Lee Corso stuff. I'm a big fan of the coach. So I had some debut tickets of his. Some of our local, the one that really ticks me off,
grinds
my gears is it's like they do whatever they want. That's the problem. I sent in my 1990 the BYU Cougs against the Miami University Hurricanes.
Would you dare say your BYU Cougs?
I dare say it. I mean, I support them with my financial backing.
There we go. It's on. We got it recorded now.
I support a lot of teams with my financial backing. I got a lot of football interest. With the amount of cookies I buy, I help pay for, like 1/16 of Caleb Williams' salary last year. Anyways, God, where'd you take me, man? You got me all thrown off. Oh, yeah, my BYU Cougs and the Miami Hurricanes in the 1990 game. It was a home game for BYU, and they beat Miami, but it was The Rock, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's debut game. Like, he was there. It was his first game, but they would not put it on the stub.
He was technically injured in the game, but it was his first.
It was his first game. It was his first game, so it should have been deemed his college debut.
They didn't put it, or wouldn't put it, or
they did not put it on.
Or did they put anything?
Nothing on there.
Well, the good thing about eBay is you can make your own title.
Okay.
So you can put all that up there, and your fellow BYU fans might want that ticket for a different reason. The Zubers. And, people from Miami probably not as much because it wasn't memorable in a good way.
Yeah.
But if you put on there, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson college debut game, or, first, you'll have to word it because he was injured and didn't play, because somebody will come back and say, technically, excuse me, the debut is when he actually played in the game. You'll get that guy. But if you put, he was on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you can have some interest that way. Everything's kind of died down from a couple of years ago. It was like I was over talking with Phil the other day. Oh, everything was like, we're at the top of the roller coaster just wondering what was going to come down. And he had it pretty good, because it looks like it just keeps coming down and down and down, and cards and everything. But really, it just came back to where it was.
Yeah.
Beforehand. It hasn't went well below. Everyone thinks the sky's falling, and you can go to Walmart and buy me cards off the shelf now or something like that. That shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
But it's not where it was when. You go back and listen to me, Adam, a couple of years ago, man. You couldn't not sell stuff if you were trying to sell collectibles and cards. Like, it was hard to find. If you found a box that was sealed, you could sell it for 3 to 5 times what you bought it for, just because you had it. Not the case right now. So where The Rock, he had that Florida card, like it was like his rookie card, they called it.
The big tuna.
Yeah, Bumblebee tuna card.
Yeah.
It was going for a crazy amount of money.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's not going for nearly that amount, but still a good amount of money. So I'm thinking the same with this ticket. Probably back in the height, you probably could have got, I don't even dare guess, you could have got a lot of money for it.
It was in the thousands, in like the hitting close to 10,000.
Yeah, it might even been more than that if it was a 10. I can't remember, but with the ticket, I'm guessing it's a pop one.
Yeah.
I'm sure you put a big number on there, and somebody will snag it up. It's just casting that line and waiting for the fish to come and bite. And some people aren't patient. Some people will take a smaller fish instead of going down in that deep water.
Yeah.
And it's just wherever you're at on that return. But the Lee Corso, I think, is good because, man, you don't want to be this guy, but Lee Corso's getting older, looking like they're going to replace him on College Game Day. Last year they did a couple games where he was and wasn't there. But he's probably seen more yesterdays than he has tomorrows.
I agree.
So, that's the unfortunate thing. When somebody passes away, their stock rises. We've seen it. Some people think it's, like the people on the Scrooge. Yeah, morbid, or when Ebenezer Scrooge and they think he dies and they're over there grave robbing him or whatever. There's a scene in Scrooge where they're grave robbers or out trying to get stuff to sell. So it goes clear back to Dickens, folks, is what I'm trying to say.
Charles.
But yeah, somebody passes away and their stock rises, good, bad, or indifferent. I like to have my stuff for sale and at the price I want, whether or not they're living or dead. And then you can't be accused of being that guy at that time. But yeah.
Can I share with you a buyer's remorse story?
Ooh. Well, okay. I'm buckled up now.
Well, I've got the date. I believe it was April 16th. A friend of mine said, hey, I've got glass side rink tickets to a hockey game.
Well, that sounds like a good friend.
That sounds like an excellent friend. I believe you were there. I was heavily interested in that 80 of 82 Tiger Woods ticket stub collection that was on.
I remember you kept refreshing and you were watching it pretty closely.
It was at the PWCC auction house. And it ended up going for, I believe, like $32,000. So apparently, whoever bought that, significant other, probably said, "You're a moron. Why did you spend $32,000?
You know we can't afford this, right? The credit card bill came.
You know this is not a good thing."
You know what you make in a year.
So less than 9 months later, because I was just searching, I was talking to a fellow collector in the Boogers section on the Facebook, the Boogers ticket collection, trying to find upgrade my 4 tickets that I need to be Sundays. Anyways, talking with him, and then I did some research while we were going back and forth. Little did I find the same exact collection. Dare I say, I didn't go through it specific. It's the same collection. Like there was no other collection because there was some one-of-ones. Same collection sold, but 2 weeks ago. $17,000.
Oh, about half price, huh?
About half price of what it did, which totally makes 0 sense. Like, I don't know how you put an investment into something like that.
That's
like,
very, very short term.
That's a long hold. Like,
yeah.
I mean, hopefully he's got a lot more tomorrows than he did yesterday's.
That's hard times there. Maybe he lost his job down at the textile factory. I don't know.
Down at the bullet factory. I just saw that and think, man, that was a bad play on somebody's part, because I think it's a lot more than that, but you never know. I mean, the market bears what the market bears.
It does, but did he sell it on eBay or where?
No, it was another collection.
So see, that's the thing.
It was golden auction.
So he probably bought it. I thought he was going to cash out, put it over on Golden, and just thought it was going to go to the sky. And
yeah.
I mean, they sell as is. So if he had put it on eBay as the collection,
yeah.
See, here's the difference. So if you have something that's going to auction, like say you have a Michael Jordan signed game used sneaker, whatever, jersey, something like that.
Jockstrap.
You put it over on Golden, and there's a lot of people looking for that kind of thing. And so you're going to have a pretty big market with some people with some deep pockets. That's a good item to auction. But if it's a Michael Jordan, let's just say ticket, not even a debut ticket signed, there's a pretty good group of people who will be after that, but not nearly that. Not nearly that's going to be looking over on Golden. So that's why I'd put it up on eBay. I'd put it up for some ridiculous amount, and I'd wait for offers to start coming in. Mm-hmm. Same with these Tiger Woods tickets or badges or whatever you want to call them. There's a group of people, Adam, sitting here that would be interested in them, but how many of those are overlooking on an auction site? Auction has a hard deadline, and you have to get the right eyeballs at the right time and have a few people competing there. Somebody saw that. They knew this sold for $30,000. Somebody like Adam, they did their due diligence, or they paid somebody to do it. Said, "Oh, this guy paid $30,000 for this, 6 months ago." 32. And then they went over to Golden and they saw where it was at, and there might have been a little competition, but they knew 17 would be their not their magic number, but they knew they could go clear up to 30, and this guy's not even breaking even.
Yeah.
And plus, you got auction fees and all that on top of it. So whoever did knew they slid in and got a really great deal.
Smoking deal.
And they're either a collector that's just want that for their personal collection, or they're going to hold on to it for a couple months, put it up on eBay or somewhere with a fixed price of $60,000 and just wait, because Tiger, like we're saying, is taking a lot less swings than he used to, but he's still he's the face of golf still. Yeah. I mean, when you think of
in the entire world,
when you think of the Michael Jordan, as we say, of golf, it would be Tiger Woods.
Yeah, he's when next time you go over and see your buddies over in the Saudis with all your wrestling stuff you do. I heard they hired you as a consultant. Is that true?
I wish. If you could make that happen, I know you know people. I'd be really good at that job, and I'd do it for a fraction of what they're going to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
But yet I'd still be financially independent in a month at that rate.
They really need to bring back the classics. Occasionally they don't do it nearly as much, like the ESPN classics. They need a WWE/F classics.
Well, I don't want to spoil anything for you.
I knew it.
You got
I knew it. I told you.
You got the Peacock?
What's?
Yeah, whip out the Peacock app.
Whoa! Oh, okay.
And they have everything on there, like you can go back and watch. Me and the boys will be talking about WrestleManias 2. We just turn it on, and be watching. I'll get play-by-play from Mike Painter about who's winning the like 5th Royal Rumble ever, like who just came in, who's coming out. Oh, I got a whole other text line that you're not involved with pro wrestling, and usually there'll be updates about who's winning the 1997 whatever that they're watching at that time. So you can we can get into that whole thing. They were actually the first streamer. Like Vince McMahon was the first streaming platform. Basically, made the WWE Network, and it got bought out by, or not bought out, but leased or whatever. NBC got the rights to it, so now it's over on the Peacock, and anything you ever want to see is over there.
Anything I ever want to see, huh?
From the WWE.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't. You want to see some weird stuff? I don't know. I bet the majority of what you want to see is over there, though.
Well, you're probably right. So that's kind of my Tiger Woods derailment. I am one happy puppy, unlike your boy Mitty Mitt that says sick puppy. I'm a happy puppy. I am smitten with my results. I've got some still collecting to do, but man, I feel like I'm just a 2-footed fruit merchant. Is that the term?
Busier than a fruit merchant.
Oh yeah, busier than a tax man in the month of April. So.
Now the real work begins. So now it's the listing, getting it up there, figuring out how you can take the pictures, what you want, if you can go individual item by item or just big lot, all that kind of thing.
Tickled pink. So check that out. Like I said, I've got a goal. I want to get that up within a week. So Derek, I'm sure you can help me get it up. I know you've been doing that a lot lately, so I appreciate it.
Well, I heard you're mowing lawns here soon, so that doesn't help you get up and get going. A little fresh cut grass. What would?
We'll see what we can do. That's true. So that being said, my friend D-Roy, there are 2 things in life that are for certain, and that would be
death piles and taxes.
We're well within our rights to use this song. We're aware the preaching copyright is wrong. With lots of dedication, we've researched the legislation, and this music has nowhere else it belongs. Derek is the king of Deathpiles.